You are so right. I'm going to tweet this out.
Bradley Beal. You probably think this song is about you, Bradley Beal. You're so vain. You probably think this song is about you, Bradley Beal, don't you? Oh, Jordan McRae and Bradley Beal.
All right.
Oh, when you look at how much you actually put down and don't realize how much you actually put down. If I had $1, bank DK account starting to look a little flush. Am I doing the 5300 Thunderdome?
Is that the 5300 buy-in?
Yeah, should I do it?
Yes.
Can
Yeah.
I borrow? Can I borrow 52.5?
Yeah, you want my credit card?
Yeah, you want to put it on stream?
Yeah. Get into that right now.
There's a 333. Oh my god, I thought I accidentally entered it. There's a 333 single entry. It's only 3 payout. I'm gonna do another one of those soon. A 555.
What notifications just came out? Saturday news, of course. Why did they even send that out right now?
I don't understand why the Bulls keep on. I'm pretty sure the Bulls got warned like they weren't using the injury report properly, like 2.5 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, and then they just put everybody on it as questionable, and everybody was fine.
All right. Keep talking, TJ.
Aye.
Talk again.
Yep.
Okay.
How come? Are we
What's
live?
up, Sano? What's up?
Are we live?
Yes.
Why won't my stream ever work? Like, why can't I see it?
What's up, guys? We're just gonna wait on more people to join, and then we'll go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and break down the entire slate for you guys. As you guys know, the Wizards news just came out, so we already crunched numbers for that. We'll give you a direction in just a second. Also, TJ has a new mic, so let us know if it's too loud, if it's too quiet, and a new camera. So,
balling out.
Let us know.
Yeah, sorry if it's loud, guys. I'm sorry if I look ugly. I can't help that.
Yes, Smart is a great play tonight. Yep, audio is good. Awesome. Awesome.
Ooh. Sorry.
I was just waiting for a few more people, guys, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Dude, I'm so tired.
Tired of winning money? I'm not.
Tired of going to bed at 1 and waking up at 7:30.
Yeah, so backstory on this, guys. TJ stays up and watches the entire slate.
I don't sleep.
And then goes to work.
Yeah. And I text Matt all night freaking out, and he just doesn't answer me because he's asleep.
9:30.
Like a normal human.
9:30 last night.
I mean, I don't know how you go to bed at 9:30. I can't see straight, so it's. I mean,
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna break down last night first. We had a main cash line that posted to our website. TJ, you want to go ahead and talk about that real quick?
Yeah. So I know on stream we had mentioned last night that we really loved Brunson. Brunson actually got Ixnade from the starting lineup. They went with Barea. So Brunson didn't see any minutes. I think he played, 11? Most of them in garbage time. So for those of you who were on stream with us, Brunson actually wasn't in the final cash lineup. I know, like I said, we talked about him on stream, but that's the glory of being a member and getting access to our lineup. So we had another successful night last night. We went with Luca. We had Jared Culver, who I talked about how I didn't like on stream. Ultimately went with him after the last 2 nights. He played very well. Of course, take him last night. He stinks. Whatever. Didn't matter. We had Robert Covington, who played really well. We had Lou Williams, who was under 10% owned and hit 6 times value. I don't understand where that ownership came from. And then Shabazz had half of his points in the first quarter. He played unbelievable. So another great night for us last night, and looking to keep that trend going tonight.
Yeah, and I want to add on to that, guys. A majority of our picks last night did well again. I know we suggested Lou Will, even Bruce Brown did really well. He actually was De'Aaron Fox did great. Everybody we mentioned on stream besides Brunson did great. Now another thing too is me personally, I switched all my shares to Brea before the lock of hearing Brunson wasn't in the starting lineup. We heard news that Brea's family was in town, so we thought that was the reason for it. So I switched all my shares, but I want to make sure that news gets to you guys too and what we're going to do. So please let us know what's the easiest way. I know you guys are all primarily through YouTube. What's the easiest way to get that news to you guys? Do you want me to update the video? Do you want me to come back and update the live stream, live chat? Do you actually want me to go live if I hear anything? What would be the quickest way for you guys to hear that news? Because I obviously want to help you guys out too, because that Brea pivot was very beneficial for me last night. I want to do what's beneficial for you guys as well. So just, go ahead and answer the chat. Just come up with anything that you guys have. I know a lot of you guys aren't on Twitter, so just keep me posted with what you think is best for that. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the slate, TJ.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's start with the Beal news, because the Beal news just came out. Is that enough to shake up the slate?
Yeah, I think it makes things interesting. It offers a lot more value from that Wizards game. Obviously, the big news of the day was Kemba being ruled out for the Celtics. So guys like Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, all those guys becoming cash viable, with Marcus Smart being the best play. But now with Bradley Beal getting ruled out, you have Troy Brown getting the start, Gary Payton getting the start, McRae coming off the bench getting 31 minutes, 30 to 32 minutes, whatever. Ish Smith going to probably play 24 to 26 minutes. So a lot of these Wizards guys are now underpriced since Beal came back last game. So a lot of those guys are really good plays too. So it's going to allow you to get some really good value and then go up to some studs tonight, like James Harden playing against Philly. If you want to get AD over there playing against the Pelicans for the Lakers, that's a good play. So the Wizards value along with the Celtics value are definitely awesome cash options for tonight.
Yeah, and I wanna suggest a Wizard stack, but I don't want to suggest a very aggressive one, because these guys are priced a little bit more than like a Houston that we stacked a few nights ago. But so what we noticed from the Wizards is that they tend to ride the hot hand, which is why Gary Payton was immediately taken out and why Garrison Matthews played the rest of the game. So there's players in there that are going to be very good GPP plays. You kind of have to pick and choose. And honestly, I know you guys don't like that answer, but if we had to pick a couple players to choose from, McRae has been absolutely phenomenal his past couple games, and especially without Beal. Mahimi is another good play. Gary Payton is like a big question mark, right? Because he got 17 minutes last game, if that. How many minutes did he get? He literally got 9 minutes. But he also got 7 points in real points, I think, in that time being. So, Gary Payton is definitely productive. Mahimi and McRae are great options, and I would probably start my builds around McRae if I had to. If I had to suggest one player that's going to be in there, that's going to probably be a solid option, it's going to be McRae. And then Troy Brown's always another good, decent option. He's in the starting lineup again tonight. TJ, do you agree with those picks or no?
Yeah. The one thing I want to note is I wouldn't take into too much consideration Gary Payton's minutes from last game opposed to the game prior. Because Beal played last game. So, I mean, they had, 6, 7 healthy guards. But the interesting tidbit, as you mentioned, was Gary Payton actually got the start the first night when he got called up and actually played like 32 minutes and wasn't even in the DK pool. And the next game got the start again against the Miami Heat in that game that they actually won. And Garrison Matthew came off the bench and played 30 minutes and really took away Gary Payton's all of his minutes. Gary Payton only played 6 minutes to start the first quarter, didn't see any time after that in the first half, and then started the third quarter, played the first 9 minutes, and then didn't see the court again.
Another thing to mention real quick is Troy Brown. His last game is deceiving because he did get in foul trouble. So I just want to mention that too.
That was a tough matchup. So
yeah. So don't be scared away from Troy Brown. He's still a good play.
But like Matt was saying, I think McRae is a must-have in cash. And then if I'm going anywhere after that, it would probably be I'd probably go with Gary Payton just because I don't think they're gonna have the same trend with Matthews coming off the bench and playing those 29 minutes. I think Gary Payton should get the minutes. So I like McRae, then Gary Payton, and then I'd probably go Mahimi and Brown. That would probably be my order for Washington tonight, with IT being a good GPP play.
I can agree with that. All right, so now that we got the Wizards out of the way, do you want to talk about the next chalk in Boston?
Yeah, my Celtics, baby. So Kemba's out tonight. So I think this makes Marcus Smart a lock at 5.1. Smart is actually a 1.04 fantasy point per minute player with Kemba off the court. Gets a 3.3% usage bump. Tatum actually gets the biggest usage bump. It's actually 8.7%, which is kind of wild. So right now I'm leaning toward Marcus, obviously, if he's going to get those 30 to 32 minutes at 5.1. I think he's a great play, and he'll probably be I think he will be the chalkiest player for cash tonight. I think McRae might get up there as well, but right now I think it's Smart. And then I'm trying to decipher between if I want to pay up for Tatum at 8.2, because I know there's other guys that I like in that range. Like I like Brandon Ingram a lot tonight, going home against the Lakers. I mean, I like a lot of those guys tonight trying to upshow LeBron. But we'll touch base on that in a little bit. So I'm trying to decipher if I want to pay up for Tatum at 8.2 or if I want to take the salary relief and go with Gordon Hayward at 7K. I know if you run a crunch with Kemba off the court, Hayward doesn't look all that desirable, but I'm not too worried about that because it's a small sample size. And from what I've seen from Gordon Hayward coming back from his hand injury, he is been really ball dominant, especially in these last 3 games, even with Kemba on the court. So I like Marcus Smart, obviously, a lot as a cash lock. And then I think I'm going to go Gordon Hayward and then Tatum. I think those would be my 3 Celtics plays.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Something you didn't note, Jason Tatum garnishes a 36.2% usage with Kemba off. So that is very, very good. I mean, that's up there with like elite players, averaging 1.3 fantasy points per minute. So Jason Tatum, I'm not going to be afraid to take him tonight. I think he's actually one of my favorite plays if I had to pay up anywhere. Him and then Marcus Smart, obviously, you've already touched on that, is an auto lock for me as well. So another thing to note, too, is he's going to be playing probably Trae Young, right? So a lot of
Marcus?
Yeah. So I mean, he's going to get a lot of action, chances at steals. We know that Trae Young is still careless with the ball. He turns over the ball a lot. So that's just setting up Marcus Smart for a beauty of a game. So I like Marcus Smart and I like Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown's price tag is probably the only scary guy on the roster, I'd say, but he's still a decent option. Gordon Hayward's another good play.
Jaylen Brown for MVP, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, so Jaylen Brown more of a GPP, I'd say, if I had to pick one.
It's my boy Sloth. He just asked Augustine or McRae. If you're playing cash, McRae. GPP, you can take a stab with Augustine. I'd still go McRae.
Augustine's at 5K now, so he was at 4.2.
So, I mean, I think he was 4.5 last game when we took him. But yeah, if you need salary relief, sure, go to Augustine. But I mean, if you can pay up for McRae, I'd go McRae, 100%.
Did we hear any word on if Aaron Gordon was playing?
Aaron Gordon? No.
Because that's going to shake things up again.
Yeah. But if you want to touch base on Orlando now, we can.
Sure. Okay. So with Orlando, guys, I already did the computations on the video. Nice. My favorite play is going to be Vooch. Vooch has the biggest boost in usage with Isaac off the court. I know that was a gruesome injury. Prayers up for him, but Vooch does get the biggest bump. Terrence Ross is also a great play. He actually got a $200 decrease in price. So at 4K, 27 minutes, definitely a viable option as well. But I think now with these injuries coming out of Washington, it's going to make all these Orlando guys, they're going to be overlooked. So GPP options for sure. I wouldn't center my entire build around these guys, but definitely if you had to fill some plays, I would be looking towards Terrence Ross. Vooch is still a great pay-up option. Fournier, definitely GPP. And then, of course, Gordon, if he does play, is underpriced at 5.7. Markel Fultz is also a great play. So, again, all GPP options.
Yeah. I kind of think Vooch is cash viable tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he sneaks into our lineup. And Fournier is actually the best on our sheet in terms of value at a 6.6. So
real quick, I was just looking at his matchup. They actually match up well against shooting guards like that. So
yeah. No, I know. So, but at 6,100, especially if Gordon's out, I wouldn't be surprised if I get Vooch and Fournier in my lineup tonight.
Yep.
But even still, with Gordon playing, Vooch will still be in there, and then I keep looking at Fournier, and I know they're playing the Heat, and I know I talked about last night those Raptors as GPP plays, and it's just like, God, they got absolutely clamped down by this Miami defense. It's incredible how good they are on the defensive side of the ball. So it's the scariest matchup on the slate is Orlando going up against Miami, but I think Vooch is pretty chalky tonight, and then Fournier, I mean, I think he's an unbelievable GPP play tonight, especially if Gordon's out.
Yeah, so I was saying to TJ before we got on stream, there's just a ton of good plays, just in general. Like, you could take a bunch of different routes tonight, because the next team I want to talk about is in Houston, because straight up, there's just value on Houston without injuries. They're just underpriced. And we haven't even gotten to Miami yet. So with Houston, with Harden being still under 11K, are you paying up for him, TJ?
That's the question right now. Do I want to go Harden, or do I want to get these, low 8K, high 7K guys? Like Jimmy Butler's 7.8 tonight. So do I want to go Jimmy Butler, Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Vooch, Capella, etc., or do I want to pay up for James Harden and come back with some of the value guys on the Wizards, and then potentially dipping into the Miami Heat value with Kendrick Nunn or Tyler Hero? I mean, Harden has it's a high over under 227. It should be a competitive game. He's only 10.9. He shouldn't be under 11K ever. I think Eric Gordon back maybe is why he got a little slight bump in his price. I mean, not that Eric Gordon is going to come and take over the game and really take away from Harden's usage, but he dips into it a teeny bit. So yeah, that's kind of been my question tonight, is if I want to pay up for Harden. And I think it's definitely doable, especially with all the value. And like I said, we're talking about the value for the Wizards and the Heat, and we haven't even talked about the Pelicans either. So I think that might be a common build tonight. So if you want to go a little bit off the common build of Harden and the value, you can go with those mid-tier guys that might not carry as much ownership. But I think for cash, I don't necessarily think you need James Harden, but he's definitely cash viable.
Yeah, I completely agree. And it's also tagging here Clint Capella as a good cash play. He's underpriced at 6.9. Going against Philly, I mean, it's going to be a competitive one too. We know that.
Yeah, the 6.9 price tag for Capella you texted me at like 8 a.m. saying, look at Houston. And
it just doesn't make sense across the board. Yeah,
I mean, it's a tough matchup going against Embiid, but even still, I mean, Capella not getting 35 DraftKings points, I mean, I don't know. That's a crazy price tag.
Yeah. Yep. Let's go ahead and go. I know you touched base on Miami a little bit. I just want to pull it up on my screen here. So we have Hero. We have Nunn. 3.7 and 4.4.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. The over-under is the only scary thing about this game. But, I mean, if you're going to price these guys this low, you're just begging for me to take them. I mean, even Adebayo here at 36 minutes, Butler at 35, 7.8. All these guys are viable options. Now, after we're done talking about these teams, I want to sit back and I want to talk about who we're gonna prioritize, and who we're gonna look at to start these builds, and what directions we're gonna go. But as far as Miami, are any of these guys cash locks for you?
If it's gonna be anybody, it's probably gonna be Nunn because of the price tag and the minutes. And I think all these guys are getting their prices dropped because Dragic is back in the rotation.
Yeah.
And Derrick Jones is getting a lot of minutes too. But they have a bunch of bodies and young guys that are contributing, like Hero, Robinson, Nunn, Jones Jr., and then obviously, like I said, Dragic is back and playing 26 to 30 minutes every night now. But Kendrick Nunn at 4,400, just that doesn't make any sense, especially if he is starting and he's getting those minutes. He's really good in our sheet. Should be relatively chalky tonight. One of the more chalkier plays, I think. I feel like a lot of people might start builds with Harden and Nunn. So yeah, if I'm taking anybody, it's probably Kendrick Nunn, but I also like Tyler Hero too at 3.7. If these guys are getting the 26 to 20, like Hero played 33 minutes last game. I know it's kind of been back and forth with him and his minutes as of late because of Dragic, but I know Kendrick Nunn will get those 30 minutes. So I think he hasn't been shooting the ball well. He never really has. And as of late, he's been struggling from the floor, but 30 minutes to get me, 20 points, 24 to finish fire. Like, yeah, I'm going to take my chances on that.
And we're not even talking about Derrick Jones. 28 minutes at 3.9. There's so many good value plays in this game. This slate is a confusing one.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is just that matchup, and Miami and Orlando. It could easily end up like it was last night when they played Toronto, and it was 84-76. I could definitely see that happening tonight, and that's the one thing I'm worried about with this game, is I don't want to have too much exposure to it, just because I am worried that this could just be a completely defensive battle.
Sure, I get that. Another game I want to talk about, or another team, the Knicks, because we haven't even mentioned this to each other before the stream started. There's going to be some good value plays in here. I think Elfrid Payton's expected to be out, which would open up some value. Are you looking at the Knicks?
Is Elfrid Payton expected to be out?
Yeah. Let me double check the fantasy labs, because last time I checked, yes.
Questionable, but I didn't know that he was definitely not gonna play.
Can you guys go ahead and help us out with that? If you guys have any injury news update on the Knicks?
Well, I know DSJ wasn't going to play, but I didn't know Elfrid Payton was doubtful. DSJ being out helps out. Frank at 3.2. He had a great game last game against Portland, played 23 minutes, tore it up actually. He only took 5 shots too, which is kind of crazy. He had 10 assists, which is awesome. So yeah, I think that if DSJ is out, that's going to give Frank some more minutes. And then, if Elfrid Payton's out, that shakes up a lot. That gives you even more value. So I kind of hope Elfrid Payton plays so that I'm not tempted to take some of these really, really cheap Knick guys.
It does say he's questionable for a personal matter, so that is kind of scary.
Personal matters are always scary, too.
Yep.
I feel like when you see personal matter, I feel like they are more often sit than play. So.
Yeah. Real quick, before we go any further, for the guys joining the live stream, if you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. We want to make sure that you guys get the updates first. Every time we go live, we want to make sure that you get a notification on your phone so that you guys jump in here and you guys hear all the injury news, hear what direction we're going, because we have been doing fairly well recently. So with all that being said, guys, please show the support. Please hit any questions in the live chat. And thank you for your support, as always. With the Knicks, so yeah, I think Frank's the only viable option if that is the case. I'd have to wait for the minutes to be updated to see what we're going to do with the Knicks, but there's just way too much value to even look at the Knicks. I feel like with Washington, with Orlando, with Miami, I feel like I already have my builds made in my head. I don't even want to look at the Knicks at this point. I don't want there to be additional injury news because I'm too excited about starting the Wizards again. I love the Wizards without Beal. I just love it.
I do like Marcus Morris from the Knicks as a GPP play tonight at 5.6. I think that's too cheap. So GPP play Marcus Morris. You can lock that in.
Got a question. Why do you like Bazemore today? I liked him in the video at the time of the video. So that's why you guys joined the live chats. I like it because of the over-under. Kent Bazemore at 3.5, 28 points. He was guaranteed to hit that. I still think it's a good chance that he'll hit that value, but there's better options on the slate now. Bazemore is simply a GPP play to me now.
Yeah, I hate rostering Kent Bazemore because I think he's terrible, but he does see 30-ish minutes each game. But like I mentioned last stream, Anthony Simons has been eating away at his minutes a little bit lately. Of course, I rostered him when they played the Knicks, and he shot 1 of 8. Didn't matter because we cashed, but still, it was like, come on, man, that was your time to shine. And yeah, I actually think Bazemore is going to be very chalky tonight, but it's a good matchup against.
Gordon will play.
I'm sorry.
Aaron Gordon will play.
Oh, he is in. Okay. Okay.
That definitely makes things a little bit easier on us.
That kind of stinks.
Yeah.
But yeah. So back to Bazemore. He's 3.5 is a ridiculous price tag against the Wizards, especially the Wizards are terrible at covering guards. But I don't know. I guess for cash, you can definitely have him in there. And he's a great salary relief, and the minutes will be there. He'll at least get you 26 minutes. Will he get you 15 DraftKings points or 18 that he needs? I don't know. He's got to hit shots, but I'm going to try to avoid him if I can. But he's definitely cash viable.
For the new guys joining, we did go over the Wizards already, so I'll be sure to circle around once we get back to the Wizards and once we go over the builds. But I believe you wanted to talk about the Pelicans, right?
Yeah, I just want to touch base on really quick, Randall. Yeah, I agree with who asked that? Mike. Yeah, Mike, I agree with you. 7.7 is way too cheap. We actually had him I actually took him in the cash build against Portland. 30 minutes. He actually played really well.
And he's at 8K too, right?
Yeah, he was at 8K. His price went down. He's going up against Phoenix. Ayton's back in the rotation and looked really good last night against the Lakers. I mean, I can definitely see Randall as a GPP play, but I don't think he's going to carry enough ownership to be cash viable. So GPP play for sure at 7.7. That's too cheap for him, but I don't think you need him for cash tonight.
No worries, Steve. That's why we're here for you.
Yeah, Steve. But no need to apologize, man.
Yeah. We'll be right back with the Wizards. They are one of my favorite teams, so we will talk about them soon.
They're always one of Matt's favorite teams.
Always. I want to talk about Phoenix because I feel like there's a lot of questions. Yeah, real quick because we missed out on the question earlier about Oubre. I think Oubre was in somebody's build. Oubre at 6.8 is a little too pricey for me, but Oubre is one of those guys that can just snap. He's so streaky. So if you're looking for a GPP play, sure, but Ayton's been playing well. We already missed out on the train. He was at 6K. Now he's at 7.3, so we missed the price bump, or missed the low price on him. Now we get the price bump. So I'm not too high on Ayton. I'm really not too high on any of these Suns, given the value that's opened up across the board. But, I mean, they're all good GPP plays. Like Devin Booker's now at 7.9. He's almost at 8K. So I don't know if you agree with that, TJ.
No, I think Booker's starting to play a lot better ball. So GPP play for sure tonight. Yeah, he's been playing real well lately. But yeah, I think the only guy none of them are really cash viable. I do like Ayton tonight against the Knicks as a GPP play, but I'm not going to have any of these guys in my cash build.
Yeah, so he played 31 minutes last game against, I guess he'd be matched up against AD in that match. No. Center, so it would have been McGee. He got 41 points. So
yeah, he had McGee and Howard, yep. And he was strong in the third and fourth quarter. So,
all right. So, do you want to talk about any other teams before we move on to like the actual builds?
Yeah. So I know the narrative, like revenge game and such. If there's ever a narrative for a revenge game that I want to buy into, I think it's tonight, and it's the Pelicans going to play the Lakers. You got Brandon Ingram, you got Lonzo, you have Hart, you have guys that LeBron didn't want on their team that are now on that Pelicans team that have taken a big role on that squad. And Ingram at 7.8, I think he's really undervalued. He's really good play on our sheet too, Matt. So I really like Ingram tonight, but the one guy that's really sticking out for me is Redick at 3,400. He hasn't been playing really well lately. And his minutes have gone down a little bit, but 3,400 for someone like JJ Redick, if he's going to get the 24 to 26 minutes, if he does get it, like I said, his spot in the rotation is starting to wither away a teeny bit. But man, if he gets hot, he can hit 4 threes in 2 minutes. And I know it's a lot to say, but in a game in which they're going to need to score to obviously stay with the Lakers, 3.4 is really cheap. I don't know if he's going to be in my cash lineup just because of the value that Matt and I have already gone over, but GPP play tonight for Redick, I'd be all over that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I like Reddick, and I really like Ingram. I think, like you said, if there's a revenge game, it's right now. Ingram, they rank 26th in the league against the Lakers do against small forwards. So Ingram should have his way against the Lakers. I really do like him as a GPP play. He won't be high owned, so Ingram should cover his value. But outside of that, like Lonzo Ball, 6K. I mean, again, GPP, not too much there.
I'm kind of worried about who is going to cover Ingram. That's my concern. Like
It'd have to be LeBron.
I think so, or unless they could use AD on him too, which I feel like they might. Favors on McGee, AD covering Ingram. I don't know if AD can stay with Ingram. That's the only thing. But then if you don't have AD on Ingram, then who's AD going to cover? Reddick, Holiday, like Lonzo? Like I don't think that makes sense. So
It has Ingram on AD right now.
Yeah, so that's the one thing I really like about Ingram is that matchup too. Like I know AD is a fantastic defender and he can compete with guys that are smaller and quicker, but I don't know. I kind of see that matchup and think Ingram might be able to take advantage of AD, get him out on the perimeter and drive and things like that. So I don't know, just something to think about. But I think Ingram's a good play no matter what. I think he's going to get his tonight. And I mean, we'll see what happens, but I don't think he's gonna end up in the cash lineup. Gordon
Birch is starting.
Yeah, Fultz, Fournier, Gordon, Birch, Vooch.
We will see how that affects the minutes. It shouldn't affect it too much. No, I mean they haven't updated it yet. All right.
Well, I guess it's either Birch or Owindu that they would start anyways in this situation with Isaac out. So, I mean, I think I don't think that affects anybody like Vooch or like Fournier that we had already talked about that we like tonight. Obviously Gordon playing takes away from Vooch a little bit, rebounds, and I mean scoring and things like that. But
if I'm still on anybody, it's gonna be Vooch. Like if that's the one play that I'm still confident it's gonna be Vooch. The other guys are gonna step up when they want to step up. I mean, any one of those guys could be a good play, but again, the Magic like to distribute the ball. They like to pass the ball around, and they like to score with different players, which is a good tactic to have, but not for DFS. So, but Vooch is always the most consistent player on that team. I just went ahead and I ran 150. So I want to start talking about builds. Who we're gonna look at first? Huh?
Did you say I ran?
I ran 150 lineups. I can't believe you said that on stream. And we're gonna start looking at players that we're gonna look at to build our lineups around here. McRae, Peyton, Smart, Tatum, top my list. You agree?
McRae, Peyton, Smart, Tatum.
Yes.
I like Peyton, I like McRae, I like Smart. I think those would be my three building blocks.
Okay.
After that, I don't know yet who. Between Vooch, Capella, Tatum, Hayward, paying up for Harden, staying that mid tier, grabbing Ingram too. But definitely Peyton, McRae, and Smart, yes. Cash, 100%. I like all three of those. I think all three of them will be in our cash build tonight.
Okay. So if you guys want to look at this real quick, so like,
I'm sorry, I do love Tatum tonight. Like the usage bump, he's a fantastic. He's been playing great lately, so I do really like Tatum tonight. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, so for the guys that didn't make it in here, when we're talking about the Wizards, we said to be aggressive on the Wizards, but not too aggressive because of the way that they've been riding the hot hands. We don't really know who's going to step up from the bench. We don't know who's going to continue to get that run, but we do know McRae. We do know that Mahimi's getting a run, and we do know that Troy Brown's going to probably be in there to get high minutes. Don't be too scared away from somebody like Troy Brown because he was in foul trouble last game. So keep that in mind. Do not look at his 13 DK point output and overreact on that. So those are our favorite plays. We're not going to go all in, and we're not going to stack every single one of those players, but we do like McRae, we do like Gary Payton, we do like Mahimi, and we do like Troy Brown.
I want to backtrack real quick.
Sure.
They updated minutes, and Gary Payton.
Okay.
I'm seeing 19 now, and I'm actually seeing Garrison Matthew at 23. So I
Interesting.
am going to stay clear of Gary Payton. If that is the case, I will take McRae and be on my way.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that on stream here.
Because
Like
if
if he
he's
says
only
value.
getting the 20 minutes and they're just going to split between him and Matthews. Now, Matthews has one T in his last name, so it could be Matthews. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. We'll call him G Daddy because it's Garrison. So if G Daddy's getting 23 minutes, then and Peyton's only going to get 19, then I don't want Gary Payton. I just want McRae. And I think that's pretty evident. And like Matt said, Troy Brown, yeah, I like his matchup a lot better. He's not going to be going up against Butler this time. He'll probably stay clear of foul trouble. So I don't want him for cash games. I don't think, but for GPP, yeah. And if you want him in your cash build, sure, I can get on board with that. But I think with the minutes that I'm seeing now, I'm gonna just take McRae.
I'm just gonna look at Matthews real quick here.
Yeah, you're good. Favorite studs tonight, my boy Slothy. I think it would have to be Harden. I think that price tag is too cheap. LeBron's been playing great. He had an unbelievable game against Phoenix 2 nights ago. Oh, they played 2 nights ago. I keep thinking they played last night for some reason because I said Ayton did well last night against the Lakers. So that was 2 nights ago. My mistake. But yeah, LeBron got a huge price bump. He's at 11-2 now. So if I have the option between Harden and James, and I'm saving money on James Harden tonight, I'm probably going to go with James Harden. Even though, I mean, LeBron's matchup is awesome against the Pelicans, but 11-2, I mean, it's a tough price tag to swallow. But I mean, the assist that guy's been dishing out, LeBron, lately has been crazy. I mean, he's been doing it all year, but as of late, I feel like he's been looking to pass rather than score, especially early in the game. He's getting his guys involved more often. So yeah, I mean, you could make the case for LeBron, Harden, or AD. I'm going to go with James Harden. And then my other spend up spots are probably going to be Jason Tatum, Nikola Vucevic, Ingram, and Gordon Hayward. And Capella. If you want to consider Capella a pay up at 6'9", then.
Yeah, we're getting questions on the Hawks right now, and we actually haven't touched base on them. Do you like any of the Hawks? Because
for cash, no.
Because Trae Young is 9.2 now, so that's noteworthy.
Yeah, I mean, for GPP, sure. Yeah, I can get behind that. Someone's gonna have to keep up with the Celtics tonight, but he is gonna have Marcus Smart on him. And for those of you who don't watch Celtics games, Marcus Smart is an absolutely unbelievable defender. So I am a little weary of his matchup. Don't get me wrong, Trae Young will still get his, but is he going to snap off? Will he get you 50, 60 DK points? I don't see it, especially with Marcus Smart on him. So I don't really like anybody from Atlanta, to be honest with you guys. I'm also wearing a Celtics jersey, so take that with a grain of salt.
I will say this. If there's a person that's going to fly under the radar that could do well, it's John Collins, just because we do know that Boston does not perform well against bigs. So John Collins at 7.5, I recalculate his custom value, comes out to a 5.5 on our sheet.
Yeah, please don't talk trash about the Celtics bigs, please. They're doing the best that they can.
They are 25th in the league. They are bottom 5.
Well, Cantor's bringing us back, baby.
Bottom 5 in the league, it's okay because the Spurs are worse, so you can talk trash. That's fine.
Well, the Celtics, I mean, they can be bottom half of the league in defending bigs. They're still a good basketball team like the Spurs, so we won't get into that now. I don't want
their guard play is what's keeping them alive, not their big play. And I will say that John Collins, I don't mind him at all tonight. He's also going to be a very low-owned player, so if you want to take advantage of that in GPPs. If
you guys want to take somebody that's going to get absolutely dominated by Cantor, then be my guest. But no, John Collins, GPP play for sure. Yeah, I like that call. But yeah, I'm not. Oh, Collins is 7.5. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
I wasn't looking because they're going to get smoked. But yeah, Trae Young, no, but I could definitely get on board with John Collins. GPP.
We got a question on Collins or Ayton. That's a good question. I would probably go Ayton just because of the pace.
I'd go Ayton as well.
For value. Yep. AD revenge game. Yeah, I talked about in the video that I do like AD. If I had to pick between AD or LeBron, I like AD. AD is always a viable option, especially against the Pelicans. He matches up well. bigs, 18th in the league at guarding bigs. Yes, I like AD as a pay-up option.
Yeah, so I mentioned Ingram's matchup against AD, and I mean, you flip the script. I don't think the Pelicans have anybody that can cover AD. So this could definitely be a big AD night. And it's funny that you mentioned that because I just said that I like Harden, but I'm also kind of looking at AD tonight for cash. So, because I think he fits my build a little bit better. So, I mean, I hope that tonight isn't the night I finally take AD in cash and I see, headed to the locker room. So we'll pray for that. We don't want to see that tonight.
I will say this right now, and I think you'll agree with me, TJ. There's not too much of an edge tonight, but I will say that the only edge is that you start your builds with the injury-riddled teams like Washington and Boston, and you don't start anymore like teams like Portland. You don't start teams like Phoenix, at least in cash, because now with all the value on the slate, these guys are going to be very, very overvalued. So that would be my recommendation for tonight.
I don't understand why we get notifications like Eric Gordon will be limited to 30 minutes. I mean,
yeah.
What would Eric Gordon play? 32? I mean, I know he played a ton of minutes last year when they didn't have Westbrook.
Well, no, because they're bumping it up, I think is what they're saying.
No,
because
I know.
It was 25.
Like, it's still a silly thing to play.
Oh, you mean like limited to? Yeah, that doesn't make much sense.
I don't understand you're limited to 32 minutes. Like, it's not like Eric Gordon. He's been out all year. It's not like he's been playing 40 minutes. I don't know. Just interesting.
Joel Embiid, yeah, I said also in the video too, 9.4 is actually not that bad for Embiid, but we're just talking GPP plays now at this point because we've already stated all of our favorite plays. If you're going for a filler and like 9.4 is your remaining salary, sure. Outside of that, no, I'm not building my lineups around Joel Embiid tonight. I'm building my lineups around here. I'll show you guys a player pool because I already updated it. I'll actually update it again because I didn't update the minutes. Also, guys, I just want to say that we're going to get off stream just a little bit earlier tonight just because I want to have time to build my lineups. We've been struggling lately just by getting carried away with talking about the slate. Also, for anybody new, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button. We want to make sure that you guys are in the stream, that we're answering all your questions. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. We want to make sure that you guys are getting the best experience, up-to-date information from us. So please hit that subscribe button. Keep showing love. We love doing this every single night.
I just want to say real quick, Matt, we've been struggling with getting our lineups posted to our website quick enough for our customers, like the cash lineup, because once I get off stream, I have to finalize it and then post it, and it's a hassle. But physically, or like the lineups themselves have been very good, and the stream information I feel like we've been putting out has been very good as well. So hopefully you guys have been taking advantage of it.
What I want, with all these questions you guys are asking, make sure you look at my screen real quick because we've talked about this. McRae, Marcus Smart, Troy Brown, James Harden, Vooch are some of our favorite plays. Jason Tatum also up there. Some of our favorite plays are right there. So Augustine or Smart, that can be answered by just looking at this. Marcus Smart, definitely. Marcus Smart is one of my favorite plays on the slate.
Yeah, and Smart's going to be he's going to be very chalky. So if you're playing cash, I think you want Smart in your lineup for sure. I think you start your cash builds with Marcus Smart and McRae, and you go from there. And if you want to throw Nunn in there too, I know Jared Simon just asked thoughts on Nunn. 4,400 getting 30 minutes. It's. I mean, I think it's pretty evident that he hits value. So I kind of like those three for guards tonight, and it opens up a lot of different avenues that you can go.
Best center for cash, I would say Vooch and then AD if I had to pick.
Yeah, I like, and I'd throw Capella in there too.
Capella
just because
as well,
the price
yes,
tag.
you're right.
I don't like the matchup for Capella, but the price tag's too cheap. But I agree. I think I like Vooch and I like AD. But if I'm picking one, I think I'm gonna go up to AD. To be honest with you, I don't like that Aaron Gordon's playing. I feel like it kind of. I don't know. I don't like the over/under either. It's the only thing that's scaring me off.
I'll tell you what, last season there was a different Eric Gordon than this season because just having Westbrook and Harden there, I just feel like they're literally the offense. They are literally the entire offense this season.
Yeah, and he's been hurt, so, I feel like they got to bring him back slowly.
Go ahead and fire questions away, guys. I think we're going to get off in about 5 minutes or so. So hopefully for you guys that have stayed, thank you. Please hit that subscribe button. Appreciate the support again, guys. Go ahead and fire away your questions, and we'll be sure to answer them.
PJ Tucker.
Yeah, PJ. The only reason is because he's so cheap. 36 minutes. You obviously can never get away from PJ Tucker if he's under 4K, regardless of wherever he's playing. But I mean, if there's going to be a couple rebounds that end up going towards him, I guess that's the only way he really gets value at this point.
He just stands in the corner, man. I mean, I would look at like if you have. I don't even know what he is tonight. 3.6, 3.7. I mean,
he's actually 3.9, so closer to 4. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's projected at 36 minutes, and I also want to note real quick, just before.
I don't know if it's your mic or.
What's up?
Your mic's kind of robotic.
Is it?
A little bit, unless maybe it's just my laptop. I'm not sure.
Let me know if my audio is messed up, guys.
All right, you're good now. Okay. What were we talking about?
I was just about to say real quick that these are custom projections I have up. These are not rotos, so. Yeah. Please don't ever go away from the stream and say these guys are just using Roto, because these are not Roto projections.
We use Roto.
95% of them are.
Yeah. And I use an Excel spreadsheet that I compute all my numbers that I wish I could show you guys because it's very colorful. So PJ Tucker, I'd try and rearrange your lineup, because if you have that 3.9, yeah, someone said Mike, so what your mic was, you're good now though.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
I'd rather go with Tyler Hero at 3.7. I think that's a lot. I think he's a much better option than PJ Tucker tonight. I'd even rather go down to JJ Redick or Kent Bazemore, and then maybe go up a little bit somewhere else if you have those extra $400, $500. But yeah, PJ Tucker, he's I don't know. He just stands in the corner. I mean, he can hit some shots and get you some rebounds, and they're going to need him tonight, especially against Embiid and Horford and the size of Philly. But yeah, I'm staying away from him.
Jason Tatum does not make us scared just because he averages 1.3 fantasy points without Kemba on the court. He also garnishes a 36% usage, I think is what we said. I forget. I don't have it pulled up right in front of me. Yeah. But he's not a scary play tonight. So I know the 8.2 would be scary on any other night, but not tonight, especially in a high-paced game for them.
I personally, I like Gordon more tonight. But I think Tatum's definitely a viable GPP play. But I'm probably for cash tonight. I think I'm taking Marcus Smart and I'm taking Gordon Hayward, and then I think that's what I'll be doing tonight from the Celtics.
Is the mic still messed up, TJ?
Yeah, your mic's
Okay.
Yeah, Trevor, I think Hero's good for cash. I like Hero and I like none. There's a lot of value tonight. The only thing that I keep just getting scared about is that
hold on, TJ. They can't hear you right now because I just took out my mic, so sorry about that, guys. This is what happens when we have technical difficulties. Everything just goes straight down the tube. Hold on. We might have to call it like that because I have to mess with the settings. At least, TJ, that's gonna have to be it for you because I can't hear you right now. All right, but it's all right because we're about to get off anyway. But guys, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate all the support. Really, really do. So if you guys want to join back next on this or for our next stream, please do so by hitting that subscribe button. Please hit that notification bar, and we will be doing this every single night going forward. Thanks, guys. Have a